Okay, so first of all, I would like to address my opponent's case. Their first contention was that it doesn't address the root cause. Well, we've saved 700 million people around the world and continue to do so. How is that not saving people? Also, we've helped many countries overcome debt. Take Sudan. More than 120,000 Sudanese have received assistance. We have also helped strengthen developing countries. Their second contention was militarism. Our country has provided a lot of money to other developing countries, and we help their economy become strengthened. We also have trade systems. Our country depends on the trade, and these two are directly connected. So when the US helps other countries, they will help us back. And when we help them build their economy, they provide us with trade and products that our nation depends on. And without that, our global economy will come crashing down. Their third contention was budget misallocation. If they haven't used the money in the right ways, then how have we saved so many lives? I would also like to talk about the disease control. We have helped 4.1 million people in Africa with AIDS, and we have helped the disease become limited, and also the people from our country will have to interact with people from other countries at times too. And when we refrain the disease, then it keeps it from spreading and hurting American citizens. And that is why I urge you to vote for us. Thus, we negate.
Okay, so first of all, you spoke that we assisted a lot of the Sudanese. Do you know what kind of assistance they were receiving? Because
yes, we gave them a lot of food. We helped 120,000 Sudanese overcome starvation.
So
foreign aid.
Do you know that these food aids, do you know if that came from the government using the money aids that we gave them, and it's not just organizations within the US that are corresponding with other organizations in Sudan?
What?
Because organizations like the Red Cross or other charity organizations, they're the ones who are providing the real aid and food. But in this debate, we're talking about the aids the funds that we're giving to the governments.
Yeah, the government uses that money to provide food for the Sudanese.
But do you have evidence of that?
Yes. I just said that 120,000 people have been helped.
And do you know if that's by the government? What's your source?
We have multiple sources, like USA Today.
So
do you have a source that it's not true?
Yeah, I have sources that tell me that this growth in
What sources?
I have US News.
Okay, I have a question. So if we help 700 million people, then how is the money being misallocated?
So we don't know if we're really helping these 700 million people. Also, because there's a lot of false helping that I've read in the news. For instance, the Middle Eastern countries have been having civil servants that don't get paid, but they're not helping the economy. But they're doing that to lower the unemployment rates and to say that they've been helped, but they're not. They're not getting paid and they're not helping the economy.
What evidence do you have that that's not true?
That was the Washington Post, I think. Okay, and I have a question.
Okay.
So you said that strengthening the economies and trade systems by giving money to other countries, you said that as an addressing to the militarism. So how is that related?
Because when we give governments money, they can spend it on what.
But how does that address how the terrorists and the government are killing people? How does that address it?
So what country is killing people?
Saudi Arabia. They're dropping airstrikes on Yemen, and that's killing the citizens in Yemen.
Okay, so for my final focus, I would like to start by saying that in Africa, we have helped the Ebola epidemic greatly. Without the US's help with foreign aid, the outbreak can spread to America, which killing many more of our own citizens. Next, our opponent has not provided any evidence of how the Red Cross has helped people in Africa, and they don't have any numbers at all, which annihilates their whole case. And also, logical fallacy is a technique. Well, and we are also helping people regardless of. And it is the U.S. foreign aid, not the organizations, that provide food and care to other countries. When they have not very many sources, we have multiple sources that can back this up, which is why we went in that area. And yeah, we're saying that leverage is good. Leverage helps our country over other countries because through trade, our relations are connected, which directly helps America. And lastly, our opponent continues to believe that saving 50 million lives is more important than the 700 million lives. And we continue to save more lives every year, which is just common sense that they don't seem to have. And that is why we should win. Thank you. So first, I would like to start by addressing my opponent's case. Their first contention was that foreign aid is a waste of money. Well, actually, they have no proof of that because foreign aid has helped multiple countries overcome their problems. And secondly, the trade. Trade is also a really big factor of this. If our relations with other countries aren't strong enough, then the trade system will crash, which means that our global trade industries will be demolished, and that will bring down our economy. And if our relations with other countries aren't strong, then we will not be able to help each other out in the future. And also Israel, when they said that Israel didn't use their money properly, it's actually, Israel is just a country that has a lot of tension, and that we have many examples of other countries that are really strong and have overcome their problems. And for their second contention, which was the U.S. has its own problems, well, we found out that most Americans are comfortable with how they are living currently. And also, with foreign aid, we have saved 700 million lives. The U.S. is actually second best in education, not 14th. Okay, now I would like to restate our contentions, which was that our first contention was that we have effectiveness. So we have helped more countries and more citizens than in other countries already. And we have a lot of political leverage from trade. And our third contention was that helping other countries helps the U.S. too. Because when we help develop other countries, they'll help us in return. And this has happened before in the past. And that is why I urge you to put your vote towards our ballot. Okay, so first I would like to say that I would first like to outweigh on our opponents. So the reversibility is that once we stop giving money, then all relations are wrecked and our economy will crash down our trade. If our trade is ruined, then it will affect the economy and will cause it to crash down. We have political leverage, which causes an incline to the United States. Secondly, the world does not revolve around on America, and we also rely on other countries for our trade. And if we don't have that, then our economy will be brought down. We need to help other countries, and we are going to have to interact with them, and pulling out decreases our foreign aid expenditures. Additionally, multiple countries rely on our economy as well as we rely on theirs, and if we don't have any relations with each other, then our economy will be brought down, and we won't be able to become more advanced. Like, our country will be brought down. Also, I'd like to say that we have helped 700 million people, and we are continuing to help more people every year. And once we stop giving our money, then other countries might not want to ally with us, and it'll be harder to persuade them to come back to our side. And thus, I urge you to vote for our side, because our side. And thus we need game.